What type of value are we trying to add to our storage facilities?
So I think the big difference between how people historically would look at value add in multifamily and storage is historically value add meant rehab, right? Fixing things that were broken or bad, taking an apartment complex and, changing out the floors would potentially be a value add opportunity. Okay. And I mean, that's a great investment strategy, but it's tricky with that. Anyone that's ever flipped a house or done any kind of remodel knows that it almost always comes in over the timeline and over budget. Okay. So using that as your business plan, I think can be really difficult. So when we say value add, we're not talking about physically remodeling or any structural stuff. What we're really talking about is an operational value add opportunity. So what can we do to run the business better that can add value? That's really where we think we have a big opportunity.
And what do those opportunities typically look like?
I think generally they fall into three categories, right? And we can kind of dive into each of them. But I think number one is occupancy, right? What percentage of the units are full, right? And we see a lot of opportunity kind of like over 50%, but less than 90%, right? Like I think the ideal unit or the ideal facility for us would be something like 70% occupied, right? So like they're doing good, but they're only at 70%. And if we can bump that occupancy up, we'll have a big opportunity. Okay. And let me say all three and then we can dig into them. So it's occupancy. Okay. And then the rent rate, like how much they're charging, and then trying to cut down expenses, right? Those are the three big levers: occupancy, the rent rate or that revenue it can bring in, and then cutting down expenses.
Thanks for listening to the Virtual Real Estate Investing Podcast, presented by Greyline Investments, where we talk about how to find, fund, and finish deals from anywhere in the world.